compacted, and then no, we're not going to drive down through that.
Yes, I can.
I could.
Yeah. If you look, you can actually see the different colors, the different layers of the dirt.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not
It's gonna hurt nothing.
So you can see the blackness on top,
I got a truck.
and then the different color down
Oh,
low,
yeah.
the clay color down low. And I'm not a dirt expert at all, but I've talked to a few excavation guys, and they can fucking feel it in their machines. They ain't gotta get out. They can
Really?
They can literally feel it.
I guess that's what you do all day though.
This is the one and only chance that you'll ever get to drive through the detention basin at Prairie Wolf Villas. But that's what we're doing right
For
now.
real.
So what Jordan's talking about was in this farm field, which is what this was. Up here, you see this dark brown layer, and that's just kind of your topsoil. That's so much organic matter. And then you get into 3 to 5 foot range, and that becomes something else. And we did big bore samples that told us at like 30 different spots through here what those dirt compositions are. And then as we get down to the lower levels, you start to get into this gray stuff, and that's your shale material, which is a bad name in construction. You don't want to build on shale, and when you have a lot of that, it changes what you have to do with it. So what we learned was that out here we have some high moisture content material in a range that we would normally be putting our foundations and our footings. And so because those Atterberg, or the moisture content limits, were more for the type of fatty clay that we have than what we like to see, it was going to require us to take the top 2 feet and put in basically crushed gravel. It's a low volume control. On this project, that was going to add an extra $800,000 across 40 buildings. And so what we're doing, because we like to try to find better ways, is we've asked the engineers in the city to allow us to build this up within 2.5 feet of our final grade. And then we're going to take those proctors again, because we're hogging this stuff out, and we're also taking the stuff that's up on top, that stuff up there. And it naturally mixes with this stuff when we roll it back into the streets and into the building pad sites. And so if you were to take the 2 different components, now you have a diluted mixture. And so we're tromping that stuff in, and that's what that little guy was out there doing. Is the bulldozer comes over and they give him a perfectly flat scrape, and then he takes it's a nuclear tester is what they actually call it. And they run that down into the fucking ground, and it tells you what all these numbers are in the soil down below it to a certain depth that you're asking it to do. And from that, then it will tell us whether or not we can just put more of this mixture of dirt and keep compacting on it to get all the way up to our subgrade, or if we have to bring in those low volume fills.
So it's telling us whether or not we're making good mixes.
You got it. Yes. But this is where it all starts. It's this mixture of all these soil layers, that black dirt all the way down. And the black dirt, originally, it gets scraped off, and that's over on the other side of basically those loaders that they just stockpile. That becomes our dressing for later.